Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Commodity TV. We wish you a happy and very healthy and successful new year. All the best for 2025. And I would say we keep it going. May the commodity force be with us. Silver, overrated, or will 2025 be the year of the Big Bang? That is the big question. I think it could be the Big Bang, to be honest. Some facts about silver. We have the 6th consecutive year in deficit, always followed by a breakout. If you go back to 2003, 2004, silver then moved up 5 times and got really, really interesting. This time it's a little bit different because the demand remains massively higher than the supply and it continues to rise. So the deficit stays, and that's really crazy. Hardly any new mines, almost no major projects that will go into production in the next 3 to 5 years. The deficit remains. We had only MAG.TO as a really large silver miner, which went into production the last 2 years. And there's not really something big on the horizon. Of course, we had some smaller companies which started also to produce and do something here. But honestly, to eliminate a 250 to 300 million ounce deficit, that is absolutely not enough. Military and defense has just restarted with significant higher consumption. US and also in the European Union, aviation, naval, etc. I mean, we know we still have the war here with Ukraine and Russia. And so the European Union missed out the last 20 years really to do some defense. And now they really have to speed up. And the US are also spending like unbelievable for defense and military goods. So we need a lot more silver here. What is really also interesting is nuclear power, because this is also growing on a wonderful path and it consumes much more silver than 10 or 20 or even 30 years ago. Don't forget, a normal nuclear power plant needs between 3 to 5 million ounces of silver. We do not yet know what SMRs really need, but the sheer amount of new SMRs will also add up to the demand here. Silver is not yet on the list of critical metals. This is really, unbelievable to me. Why is that? Not to draw attention to it? Or what is the reason for that? I don't get it. Because without silver, you do not build any high-techs. Nothing. No solar, no rocket, no tank, whatever you need. Airplane, fighter airplane and stuff like this. This is all not working. And so from that side, I really don't get it why silver is not on the critical and for me also strategic minerals list. Okay, let's see why. The solar boom continues unabated, and China, India and the US are still going full throttle with installations. Don't forget, a gigawatt of solar needs between 650 to 750,000 ounces of silver. And we installed last year approximately 660 gigawatts in the world. So that is really a lot, which was used here. So silver the solar boom, of course, continues. Silver consumption is also rising again here as new technologies require more silver per panel. This comes also in addition. And there is still no economic recycling for old solar panels. Folks, this is something we really need to develop the next 5 to 10 years. Otherwise, we are really getting a problem here. Massive reassessment by military, solar and industrial applications ahead. Yes, it is. I see the start as early as this year, 2025. For me, it looks like it. The global stocks are falling significantly, so the storage is really diminishing for silver. Also a major problem. And silver has not only become a critical, but also a strategic geopolitical metal. A lot of politicians missed that out so far. E-mobility continues to gain momentum worldwide despite everything else. Because it is still growing in China, it is growing in India, in the US, also in a lot of countries in the European Union. And so from that side, we need more silver here. The quite big question is, will industrial demand take over the entire silver market in 2025? Let's see. So this is what I just was talking about: military, solar, e-mobility. And if you look at the Raytheon Tomahawk here, this contains 500 ounces silver. This is crazy, per rocket, per Tomahawk missile. And if you think about BYD, Build Your Dreams, that's the largest e-car provider in China, they have now overtaken Tesla almost. So this is really crazy what is going on. Yeah, the annual global PV installations from 2015 to 2024. Look at that growth rate, but look at the absolute growth. I think the growth rates are not really important in that sense, but what we see here for last year, they expect 660 gigawatt hours in 2024, and it could be even more. And this is not shrinking. We expect for this year more than 700, maybe 750 gigawatt hours, but it could be also 800, what I heard. So that needs also a lot of silver in the future. This is the silver and supply demand sheet from the World Silver Institute, and we have the 6 year in the deficit now behind us. 1.1 billion ounces of silver was the cumulative deficit. And as you know, after the 6 year, always it started with silver because markets can no longer hold. So for the paper junkies in the silver market, I think you guys will get very hard times, to be honest. Yeah, industrial demand might consume the entire silver market. This is what I said. It was the headline in the Jerusalem Post already. I think it was in August last year. Yeah. And we will see what happens. But to be honest, even my calculation was for last year already 70 to 75% industrial demand for the silver consume. And that is much, much more than 10 or 15 years ago when it was closer to 50%. So a lot of things have changed. Yeah, China holds a lot of silver. India is importing a lot of silver. The guys know why, I would say. So from that sense, also, it's time to make up your silver mind. Critical minerals to China, EU, and USA. There is no silver, ladies and gentlemen. I don't get that, to be honest. Yeah, I think, of course, lithium, nice, but this is not really that critical because silver you need for almost every application. Yeah, and for every high tech. Whatever, defense, military, I said it already. So I don't get it why it is not. So maybe somebody does not want to put the headline on it. So let's see what happens. By the way, uranium is the same thing. Silver chart. You know me, I do a lot of point and figure charting since 42 years. So that looks really great. I love the chart. It's fantastic. I think also with the manipulation we saw in this uncontrolled selling we saw in the past, those times are really getting over. And my first target is $38. The next one is over $50. And then I see $62 as the third target. That could be already 2026, 2027. Let's check on some good companies in the chart, but also a nice alternative if you want to only buy one security is the Global X Silver Miner ETF. I own it also by myself. And I think the fund has everything you need and very, very low costs. Of course, you also should own physical silver, preferably ounces, 500 gram bars and kilobars, and make really sure you buy only from reputable dealers and offers. Please avoid from the internet with discounts. There are no discounts for gold and silver. That is stupid and not true. So MAG Silver, let's start with that wonderful company. The company has no debt, produces fantastically. Everything is in line. And I really look forward to their year-end results 2024 and for the fourth quarter. And they have a lot of cash in the bank, as said, no debt, and the stock really is way too cheap. So the next price target is 32 Canadian dollars, and longer term we see 40 Canadian dollars. If the silver price does what I said, I see 50 to 60 Canadian dollars absolutely as possible. Yeah, then Whistler Silver, we love the company. Fantastic, a great silver developer. And they just released a fantastic new resource estimate, which was 43% higher than the last one. They do everything right. They are financed. And I think they could be by end of 2027, they could be in production. So we see the chart very positive, and we don't see that it can go down to 220. That was something I saw in the chart. This was for me like the worst case scenario a little bit, but the stock went up yesterday 12%. And I think this is really a company you should own, like MAG Silver, and 4.5 Canadian dollars is our target for 2026. and maybe more. And of course, I own that company also. Sierra Madre Gold and Silver. This is a company which is a little bit smaller. That is a small producer. They just went into industrial production. Commercial production should be within Q1, I think, latest Q2 this year. And that looks also all fantastic. They have now weekly, monthly shipments with concentrate. And I think the chart is ready to make a move. And 75 to 80 cents would be the next target, then $1.20. Longer term, I could imagine 2 Canadian dollars are possible. Of course, I'm also a shareholder here. I'm also a shareholder in Fortuna Mining. Sorry for Fortuna Silver Mines. That was from a chart program. They did not change the name. So I just say that. Fantastic company, well set up with 5 different mines and countries here also. And I think the 12-year chart looks really, really, blatant. And it's really interesting because it's going in the waves like this, And they had their low. This is done. The chart created a wonderful buy signal. So the next price target is easily $15.50. And the buy signal from April, May is fully valid. And I think even if the stock could go down in a little reaction to 550 or 5, nothing has changed. And honestly, I don't see that. So very positive on that. And I'm a shareholder here too. I'm also a long-term shareholder in Endeavour Silver, of course. And as I told you, I bought around the $2 level because my chart said, yes, now you have to get in. And here we are. A nice return so far, but I think there's much, much more return possible, especially when Terranera is really then in the production and going into the commercial production this year. We will see when that happens, but I expect that latest by year end. And I think this is a big game changer for the company because it will lower the production costs significantly. So this is why I see 10.5 Canadian dollars as the next price target, and then longer term 13.5. Definitely. Osisko Gold Royalty is, funny enough, not a typical silver company, you would think. It's also a big position in the Global X Silver Miner Fund. And what a lot of people forget is that Osisko, produces through their streams easily plus 20 million ounces of silver per year. So it is also a silver company, and it's one of our best performing companies last year. Extremely solid, a very conservative investment, let you sleep wonderfully, of course, and you get a nice quarterly dividend in addition. So the next price target, 34 Canadian dollars and then 40 Canadian dollars. We are very positive, and of course we are shareholders in the stock. Discovery Silver, a great company which was a little bit hammered through the political situation in Mexico. Now with Mrs. Scheinbaum, I think she's much more pragmatic and has a much better understanding of mining and how important it is for Mexico. I think the company has done everything right so far. Without the political situation, they would be much, much further and ahead. Of course, it is, let's say, finally a 50-50 decision. I think they will succeed. I'm a shareholder in the company. And when this really all comes together, I think the price could go easily to 2.5 to 3 Canadian dollars. But it is a play, of course, by now. But when things clear up, then full throttle. You really have to own it. First Majestic Silver, you know the company well. I interview Keith probably 2 times a year, and Keith Neumeier, and I think a great company. They were also hammered in the markets and probably hammered also because of Jared Canyon and some other stuff. But when they get this really done, I think the stock is fantastic, and it is still a fantastic producer and making money. And from that side, I see $11.5 now as a first target, a pro-cyclical buy signal for those who want to say, oh no, I wait. $12.60 is definitely the buy signal with a target of 17.50 to 18. If silver goes above the 50, honestly, I see the old highs between 25 to 30 Canadian dollars coming into the play. And of course, Jared Canyon works. Pan American Silver, also great company, very solid and conservative. We think the price target is 42 Canadian dollars in 2025. And also the formation looks solid and clean. Kerr Mining, also a fantastic company of the larger ones. And I must say, really fantastic chart, very nice exemplary chart. And we have the buy signals here that is all working. And I think 10.5 Canadian dollars would be the next target. And if the formation continues like it does, I could imagine also prices up to the old high from 2016 of 16 Canadian dollars should be possible. Yeah. We are super bullish on silver. We really think there will be a big move. And silver remains hot and is likely to jump and break out again in 2025. Every price above 35, 36 really triggers an ultra bullish pro-cyclical buy signal. And it looks to me like the deficit will remain for years to come. Of course, except the severe economic crisis, that changes everything, but it would also change the whole commodity market. So thank you very much for your attention. We wish you all the best, successful investing. Please stay healthy and hopefully see you at PDAC in Toronto in March. All the best, thanks, and bye-bye from Commodity TV. I'm Jochen Staiger.